Hello everyone watching at home, welcome to the quarterfinals of the Adelaide Eternal Highlander Cup for 2019. I'm Sarven McLinton and in the booth with me is Drew Carter.
Hello everyone.
So we actually have yours truly, Drew Carter himself, on the right hand side of this screen, and then we have Socrates Stavropoulos on the left. So it is actually an AE mirror match, right? Even the playmats and we don't have the coverage for the round 6 because there were a whole bunch of IDs. Some did an ID and played for fun on the feature match, but if we have time, we'll come back and do that one. But for now, we're going to go straight to the quarterfinals and give you some action. Let's go check out Drew Carter's deck list.
Yeah.
Fringey Bros.
Yeah, thanks, Sub. You talk about IDs. I didn't have that luxury. I'll just say a bit about my journey to the quarters here. I lost round 1.
That's always demoralising, isn't it?
And I was like, oh, okay. So I fought back, and I had to win every round after that. So I won 5 in a row. I had to win the last round against Paul Mitchell on Grixis to get into the top 8.
That's a tough competitor to be against to put your winning in.
Yeah, although happily my deck, which I'll explain in a minute, lined up okay against his. But anyway, the result of that was having to fight back. Not having the luxury of IDing, I actually ended up top of the Swiss.
Nice. So you lose the first round, then you crush everyone else.
Yeah.
And
I think I won. Yeah. So I got there. But that was I say that partly because this means I'm on the play.
Yeah, that's huge, isn't it?
And that's a big event
on aggro
for reasons why we'll talk in a minute. Yeah. So we'll go down to the deck. As I've said, I'm on aggro with tempo elements as well. It's kind of a cross between like traditional, like a red aggro. I'm like, play little beaters, get in there, finish him off with burn. It's also a bit of a fish deck where I play a creature and then try and get virtual time walks like Stifle or Winter Orb is a big time walk. Just get tempo plays, attack the mana, get ahead on mana.
I like that virtual time walks, but not actually running time walk because time walk itself is not that well positioned, right? As a source, what is it, like 2 mana sorcery?
I used to run time walk, but I found. You made an insight about Aggro fundamentally being more of an aggro card than a control card. So I tried it, and it was good because the time walk was often just 2 or 4 damage if I had that much power on board, and draw a card, so it's free, it's good. But if I'm behind, if I've got no board, they've stabilized. The time walk just cantrips. Whereas the A-Call, if you're behind, it can get you right back in the game.
So A-Call's good ahead, good behind, good at parity, whereas time walk's only good ahead.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically.
Yeah, it's right. If it's at parity, if the board's stalled out, you're not getting an attack out of it.
Ah, interesting. I like it.
Yeah, so the Aggle's been really good. So I said, it's like red aggro, fish, because I've got some disruptive elements like Thalia out of the board, or Type Taker main deck, or Judge's Familiar, like taxing effects.
Very, very fringy bros though, in general, right? Like Judge's Familiar, fringy.
Yeah, marginally playable, some of these characters. But they come together to form a good force, I find. And also, a bit of a lava spike element. So, that's just getting there in the end with burn, basically. And Price of Progress is a huge finisher, along with Fire Blast and Boris Charm. But I've also did add Lava Spike in this version as well, just for that extra reach if decks stabilise. And
we've got Wharf Infiltrator up on the slide there. Can you tell us a bit about Wharf Infiltrator?
Yeah, he's fantastic. So there's a few cards in this deck that are like preordains on legs. They do a little bit of damage. They chip in there one at a time, but they loot a card. So that gives you really critical selection to make sure you've got your mana, enough mana or not too much mana. And it's also, if they get a true name down or some kind of big blocker, you can still get damage in. Activate Spectacle, say for Skewer the Critics. But the Wharf Infiltrator is a unique one because it just can win the game on its own. You've got enough creatures to ditch to it to create a 3/2, which is like a Delver. I mean, so he looks like a 1/1, but if you get a single 3/2 out of it, it's suddenly doing 4 damage.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And if you get another one, it's doing 7 damage.
Nice. So overall, that's a really good example of evasive threats that filter.
Yeah, and the filter's really important to get virtual card advantage. This is the smallest deck in the format as far as I can tell. The average converted mana cost is like 1.68 or something.
Nothing goes lower than 1.68, right?
It's low. Anyway,
okay.
this one's low. And because it's built around Winter Orb. There's a single 3-drop in True Name that arguably doesn't belong there, but I've just slammed it in anyway because it's so good in the aggro mirror, which I was expecting a fair bit of. I tended to dodge that actually, but yeah, like there's very low mana cost, just 1s and 2s.
And so soft permission is like memory lapse, mental misstep, spell pierce, stifle, daze.
That's right.
Nice.
Yeah, it used to have force, but I had to ditch that for true name. But yeah, like the looting's important because I only need 3 lands. Say, then all the excess lands can get converted into real cards.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
and maximum lootage. That's sweet. And Drew Carter has a Highlander trophy to his name from 2018. So congrats to Drew. We're going to switch over to Socrates, another heavyweight, and Socrates is on Kespile. So if you want to check out Kespile in action, go check out round 3 of the Adelaide Eternal Highlander Cup, and you'll be able to see a Kespile mirror. That will be the furthest from what this is. It is hyper aggro versus the hardest control deck, or the most mid-rangey control deck in the format. So if you haven't seen Kespile in action, check them out. Otherwise, it's fundamentally a control deck that operates on the value axis. So you can play a mid-range grind, and you can try and trade 1-for-1 with your opponent, which is great because actually you're making 2-for-1s along the way. So let's have a quick look at where the players are now. So they've drawn both of their hands in the AE mirror. So 3 lands and Dak Faden, Fire and Ice, Force of Will. You got 3 lands, 1-drop.
Spell Pierce and JVP.
Nice.
And one of the lands is Wasteland, which is a good one. So I did build this deck to beat Grixis, although I had to round it out a bit to give me a chance against the rest of the meta. So I'm always happy to see a 1-drop.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm on the play, because they often don't have the immediate answer to it, unless they got Lightning Bolt or Fatal Push.
So it's usually going to get 2 damage in, and then maybe 4 damage.
Yeah, until they find it can get even more in if they have to keep dealing with my successive threats. They never get around to dealing with the first one unless they get a 2-for-1.
It's a kind of aggro deck that just mounts all the pressure on and just piles it up. So this Wasteland is just to keep Socrates in the early game, even though we know that he's actually got 3 lands. But the longer you keep him in the early game, that's essentially Wasteland converts into 2 damage, right?
Yeah, well, he didn't get any mana out of that, so I wouldn't have done it if he'd got mana out of it. He didn't get any mana out of it, and I had another 1-drop to deploy.
Yeah.
So look at the board now. He's got nothing. I've got 3. I've got 4 power and a land.
Power. Sweet.
And he's got nothing. Okay, so what's he going to do? He's going to play...
You can't anger here. You can't Fire and Ice both of them. You can't...
No, he's only on 1 mana.
Things, yeah.
He's got to have Forked Bolt. Even that doesn't do it because Rakdos guy's a 2-2.
Yeah.
So he was thinking about forcing that, but he didn't because he's got Fire, which we saw in his opening hand. He's thinking about firing it.
I think you probably just force it, right? Because you were probably going to lose to the pressure, and then he fires just the Rakdos.
Depends what he had to pitch to the force. Maybe he didn't have another blue card.
Yeah.
Maybe Fire Ice was the blue card.
Yeah, that could be the explanation for it.
But look here, Sock's on 14, and he's got 1 land in play. And that's what this deck wants to be doing.
Yeah. That is the hyper-aggressive definition of hyper-aggression, right?
And I like the Soldier of the Pantheon because he gets around Electrolyze and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
And Baleful Strix.
Yeah, I see. Protection from multicolored for those at home. A very unlikely thing to come up. But even more unlikely is gaining a life. Do you gain life?
You gain life when they cast a multicolored spell.
Okay, right.
Against Junkets sometimes comes into play. I had a choice there between this flyer and JVP. I thought, because he doesn't have counterspell mana up yet, so I jammed this guy because I think, well, I'm getting in 6 damage next turn. That's good. And then I didn't have any instants, and I don't think I only had Spell Pierce as my only instant sorcery, so I wasn't going to get another Lightning Bolt straight away.
And you'd rather hold Spell Pierce up for the following turn, right? When they're inevitably going to be trying to fire.
I think there's an argument for holding up Spell Pierce there, but I like to be mana efficient. I don't want to waste a mana.
Because you're aggro, not tempo. Tempo would be like, let's deploy one to 2 threats and then Spell Pierce it. This is no doubt asking the question about, is Fire and Ice
Yeah.
a multicolored spell for the purpose of Soldier of the Pantheon?
Yeah.
So I can get a 2-for-1.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
We'll find out
so
soon enough.
I'm
whether or not
probably going to get blown out here. So you're right. Like, it's aggro, but I think you could play the Spell Pierce. The problem with the Spell Pierce is, what if they play Baleful Strix?
Yeah.
Then, because the 2-1 deals with the Baleful Strix.
Yeah, I see.
Or
So you have to choose what to play around.
Yeah, and he's really good against Delve guys, although Sock's a fair way off Delve guys, but just good against blockers, basically.
Yep, makes sense.
Yeah, but Sock has the exact card
there
that
it
gets
is.
me.
Now, the half of Fire is, in fact, only red. Very, very confusing. But that's why we have judges.
Yeah. All right, but notably, he's got a 2-for-1, but he still hasn't got around to dealing with this 1-drop.
It's still going, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's dealt 6 damage so far, hasn't it?
I think, yeah, it's on 6, yeah. So now he's tapped out. I can do whatever I want. He's got Force, but I don't know if he's got... Yeah.
And so if you play Jacerim's Prodigy here, you have Spell Pierce up for, any kind of 3-mana, Toxic Deluge or something, right?
I think he's got a Liliana in his hand,
Oh, yeah.
which I don't know, but I think I saw that in the opening hand.
Liliana is actually not as strong as it looks against 2 toughness creatures, right?
Well,
Against 1 toughness creatures, it's laughable. It's like, oh my goodness, I've been so blown out and I can't ever play another thing. But here, after Fire and Icing the other 2 critters, Lily only just gains 2 life a turn, which is relevant.
Which is very relevant, but yeah, it's not game-winning.
Yeah, it's not just concede on the spot.
Yeah. Well, was that Lightning Bolt? Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
But hopefully he's missing a land drop here. No, did he have another?
I think you wastelanded him off the 3rd land, then I guess.
Yeah.
He must not have drawn another land.
Oh, here we go. I've got Vapor Snag as well. I'm thinking, do I Spell Pierce or Vapor Snag?
Maybe you Vapor Snag this, because you're going to keep Spell Pierce up for the following turn for some kind of Anger of the Gods effect. Not that,
Sock's got a main deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like a Toxic Deluge or something.
Yeah, or a Planeswalker. I'm scared of Planeswalkers. Although, he's only got Duck and Chase. He doesn't have Liliana. He must have Lily Last Hope, no? Maybe not.
Yeah, Liliana Last Hope should be in there. It could be...
okay. Anyway, he's getting close to Tasigur as well. Okay, I saw Spell Pierce.
In hindsight, though, you'd be like, nah, Vapor Snag, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure, yeah.
Ooh, here's a Force of Will pitching Cryptic Command. Cryptic Command's pretty terrible when you're on 2 land, right?
Vapor Snag's good against Tasigur if he drops Tasigur. That just ends the game.
Yeah, good point. Yep, I can see that.
And I'm still getting in for... So that's 8 damage that the
So
guy's
literally
done?
this little Rakdos chap, he got unleashed and he just dealt 8 damage.
Yeah.
Probably going to be more than 8 damage if he gets one more swing in. A couple more swings in.
So I'm on Vapor Snag and something. Him to Turok.
So you're on 2 cards that...
Oh, it's a land and Vapor Snag. That's not good.
That's terrible. Wow, you're missing the Spell Pierce, but yeah, I can see that if Tasigur landed, that'd be the end of your game.
Yeah, you're right. So I would have been better off going Vapor Snag, although he'd be on 11.
Hindsight. Yeah, and imagine though if he played a Baleful Strix or something, and you're like, oh, I need to just deal 3 damage to you by bouncing it and playing a critter. Step Links.
Now Socks, yeah, that Wasteland was good because he hasn't hit another land yet.
Wasteland single-handedly making mid-range aggro decks, viable, right? Wasteland and Strip Mine at 2 total. So Baleful Strix, this is the exact thing that we were worried about, right?
Yeah.
But do you have to aggressively trade off if you play a land or not?
I don't know about that attack. I kind of just want to get it out of the way in case I draw a fetch land. I can get 4 damage in with the Step Links.
Right.
But I could just go wide and just build up a force and deal with the Strix later. But then I figured if I attack now, I'm denying him choice. He has to block it because he doesn't want to go to 5.
Yeah.
So I've denied him the choice of getting a better guy later. And he's better. Isamaru's better.
Very nice.
Not much better. He can block.
Yeah. Yep. So Rakdos Cackler dealt 8 damage and destroyed target Baleful Strix.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, 1 mana. But that's where being on the play matters so much.
Yeah, and if you were on the draw, you probably would have got Ruffle Stomped, right?
I think
just
so.
with the Fire and Ice, and you just would have been... and the Wasteland not being able to be leveraged, because you just can't leverage Wasteland on the draw easily at all, can you?
What am I worried about here? I mean, Electrolyze and things... Well, I tried to have a lot of 2 toughness guys because I didn't want to get blown out by fire and electrolyze cards like that. Although I ended up.
And then on camera, you get blown out in the one particular configuration.
Yeah,
of that.
I made some concessions, but we're justified. But I'm acutely aware of those cards because I play control as well. I know how good they are.
Fair enough. Actually, your Highlander trophy is for playing control.
Yeah, like a Jeskai Miracles.
Control. Yeah.
So yeah, for
You're
a long
Jeskai expert, right?
They're the only dual lands I own. But yeah, yeah, like I played control for a long time, so I knew that the power of the 1-drop basically. When you ducking under the counterspell early on.
So Step Link's here, not really showing its true colours at all, right?
It hasn't done anything.
You just wanted another 2-1.
Yeah,
2-2.
There you go. Speaking of 2-1s.
Yeah. So indestructible, potentially indestructible 2-2, because any kind of toxic deluge. Oh, toxic deluge doesn't even prevent that either. Yeah, like a fiery confluence here for 2. And you're still golden because you got a little puppy.
Yeah.
Puppy can go the distance.
Yeah.
So that was probably preordained for the 4th land, I assume.
Yeah.
Socrates.
Yeah. I don't know what's in his hand. It doesn't show it.
Looks like Jason Mind Sculptor. So it looks like his hand is kind of more expensive and dirtily. And dirtily is the worst possible thing against Fringey bros, right? They're not dirtily bros, they're fringy, but they are aggro.
Yeah.
They definitely do not protect, but they do attack.
Yeah, I don't mind if you use your mana doing cantrips. That's like, or Duck Fade in or something that doesn't affect the board. You're just kind of taxing yourself mana.
Yeah,
from my perspective.
True.
You're improving your card quality and even drawing cards sometimes, but that's fine as long as you don't neutralise my board or anything.
Yeah, as long as your opponent is casting cantrips, they're basically saying, I'm just going to voluntarily tap all my mana and just change the cards in my hand. Change this into another card, or change this into a different card.
Yeah.
And you're like, don't affect the board.
No. Have all the cards in the world, just don't have the mana to use them.
Yeah, makes sense.
All the time to use them, which is the same thing often.
Yep.
So that's what I'm talking about, Dak.
Yeah.
Don't
You're like, fine.
Totally don't mind there. Also, that's another card I've tried to play around. I don't want to have too many artifacts.
So you don't play Porcelain Legionnaire even though he's a boss?
Exactly. Yeah. I used to play him, and then imagine if he stole Porcelain Legionnaire right now. It could be the game over right there.
Yeah, for sure.
So I took him out. Even though he's good against the green-based decks, the first strike.
Yep. Makes sense. So probably going to be expensive cards discarded. Oh, it's a land discarded. Maybe he drew another land, like an untapped land or something.
Yeah, the shock's a bit risky here. It's essentially coming to play tap land at this life total.
Yeah, true. There's no way he could even play it and keep spell snare up for something. It just wouldn't work. It'd be terrible.
Dead to a land. I drew a land and did 6 to the win.
Wow.
So how would you summarise that?
So wait, he was on 5.
He was on 5. Draw a land. 6 damage.
Wow. that just happened.
Owen Wilson, was he channeling then?
Wow. That was pretty swift. So literally all you did in this game was play some 2-power 1-drops.
Yeah.
Turn them sideways. When your opponent interacted with something that was not a 2-power 1-drop,
I played a spell.
You played a different spell. It didn't work.
No.
And then you played some more 2-power 1-drops.
Yep.
And then you played a land and then you won.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
As long as there's a steady stream of them, I mean, yeah.
I can see why you...
The Wasteland was important.
The Wasteland, yeah, that's a good point. I can see why you configured it in such a way to be able to prey on, the best decks in the format. Grixis Control, it needs to get online. If it's online, you're going to have a hard time, but then you can just burn them out, right? You can fire blast their face if you need to.
Yeah, I mean, once they're on 6 or 5 or something, I'll get the burn eventually. Although I didn't see any of that game.
It's one thing I think just in general is sweet is that aggro decks are actually competitive in Highlander for the first time in about 6 years, 5 years.
Yeah, Zoo used to be pretty good.
Yeah, Zoo was like, I remember when I started Highlander, I just constantly had to have Zoo, Dark Zoo, Blue Zoo, whatever aggro deck was kind of on, in the top 8s constantly. I'm like, you have to have this in your mind as you build your deck to think, I have to make sure I don't die to 1-drop, and then a 2-drop or 2 1-drops,
Mhm.
and then another 1-drop and a 2-drop, and I die. You know, so you're taking out a counter spell, a lava spike, and a smuggler's copter,
Yeah.
and you're bringing in Flusterstorm, Hydroblast,
And
Beb,
Thalia.
and Thalia. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the copter gets stolen by Dak, so I take it
Yeah.
out for that reason. And you get K-Command blowouts, which are game over. The
Yep,
memory
okay.
lapse is a bit weak on the draw.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I
Um,
definitely wouldn't want a 2-mana counter
Yeah.
spell on the draw.
And the Lava Spike is good, but it's probably just the worst card left to take out.
Okay.
Because it doesn't interact with the board at all. It's still fine. I mean, yeah, but I just think Thalia, the Beb and the Flusterstorm, the Beb's there to stop the anger of the gods.
Yeah.
And Sock's cheeky, like, he brings in Blood Moon as well sometimes, no matter what, because he thinks he can just get you.
Yeah.
Um,
Even though it's universally bad against aggro.
yeah, especially if they're running red.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But what do you think Sock's bringing in?
So for Sock, he's going to bring in Anger of the Gods. He's also going to bring in a Blue Elemental Blast and Hydro Blast. Possibly one, possibly both. But the thing is, for people that are playing against you, they often bring in both of the Bebs and and possibly even one of the Pyroblasts. But at the end of the day, you're actually kind of a white deck, to be honest.
Yeah, that
right?
was interesting. Yeah, I'm not really but I was in that first game.
Yeah,
I had lots of white
true.
guys. I'm mainly blue, which people don't expect.
Hmm.
So I reckon Pyroblast is better against me than Hydroblast, but Hydroblast stops Price of Progress, which is a massive bomb.
Yeah, I've definitely brought in against you when we first started testing this. I was definitely bringing in both Hydroblast and Beb, and I was thinking, yeah, you're an aggro deck, because in your mind, aggro equals red. Like in your mind, you're just thinking, oh, okay, they're an aggro deck. But in reality, I just died so often with one of them in my hand, just waiting. You know, it couldn't target anything, or by the time I was able to target something, I had to tap out to wrath the board, and then it wasn't up, and then you Fireblast me or something.
I don't get hit by Submerge, that's nice. But I do.
Yeah.
But Sudden Demise is good against me. It's okay. It's good. No, it's good.
Yeah, Sudden Demise for one.
But the white guys are good against the white creatures against the Elemental Blast. They don't get hit.
Yeah, I like it. It's the same principle with the green trio, right? Where you're just like, I'm gonna try and make myself the least susceptible to blasts, but you're even not susceptible to submerge, which is sweet. Yeah. I'm really, really loving where aggro is at the moment in the format.
I was tempted to bring in the new card, Lavinia, against Dig Through Time. There aren't that many targets though. I didn't.
Yeah. Okay, so it's land heavy but has an abrade in it.
And a him and a Blue Elemental Blast.
That's really good for the being on the play for sure.
I've got a sick hand. I've got A-Call. I've got 3 lands, A-Call, and some creatures.
Nice.
Yeah, so as soon as I see A-Call and Blue Source, I pretty much keep it.
Yeah, you're like, okay, I just want critical massive. Oh, and days as well off the top. That's nice.
But A-Call is a new addition to this deck, so I'm still learning when to play it. Like we talked before about, do you jam it? Do you resolve it as soon as you can, or do you keep it as the last card you play?
And often, like, what do you protect? Do you protect your Isamaru Hand of Condor with the days, or do you protect that A-Call with the days? Like, it's quite tricky to know what to protect and what to do when you are an aggro or tempo deck.
I think it depends on the life total and the state of the game. Here I'm A-Call in the upkeep, because I know he's got black cards. He's got black discard. I mean, he might have sided it out. Thoughtseize and stuff like that, but
probably sides out Thoughtseize, but he keeps in Inquisition.
Yeah,
and him because it's on the play. But I do agree that snapping it off there is better than, say, if he plays a second land, then he has a counter spell up.
Yeah.
But then he counters it, and then you untap and you play 2 1-drops. That might be good, but then he wraths you with an Anger of the Gods. So yeah, I see it's really, really tricky to know.
Yeah, because I'm behind on tempo here. I don't have a creature. I don't have a creature on the board.
You're like max value.
Yeah.
You're all value, no tempo.
The thing is, I can convert some cards into damage with lightning bolts, and that's annoying. I think, do I daze that? So what would you do?
I think it just resolves. I don't think you daze it. You just you're on what, 9 cards or something?
Yeah.
So you just go, sure. Or are you in 10 cards? 9 because you play land. So you just go, sure, whatever. No problems.
I'm thinking about it. I haven't been in this spot before because A-Call's new to the deck.
Yeah, because basically you've got critical mass of cards. He would have to hit 2 white producing lands, and then you go, oh no, I can't play my white spells, or hit your two threats. But the thing is, you've got so many threats. Look how many cards you got.
I've got 9, yeah.
9 cards.
I think
yeah.
I've got I think I let it resolve because I don't want to don't go down to 0 lands.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot of lands in my hand, so odds are he'll just hit the lands.
Yep.
That's my reasoning.
Yep, I like this. I just like, let it resolve. You've basically negated him and with a bonus card with Ancestral Recall.
Yeah.
Right?
So
Yep,
that's
it's a
land.
land.
That's good for me.
I think if it hits any combination of cards in your hand, you're probably fine.
Yeah.
You're able to play through it because you're aggro. Hit double lands. Now, does that minus screw you, or do you have another land in hand?
I only need 1 land to be okay.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, you were talking about this before,
Yeah.
that as an aggro deck, you're perfectly fine with a single land. With a second land, it's great.
Yeah. Strip mine. That's an interesting one. So I'll take him off blue and I'll drop a threat. So look at the board.
We're back to square one again.
I'm ahead on the board, and I've probably got more cards in hand as well.
Yeah.
That strip mine was really good.
Yeah, Strip Mine was great. And also A-Call, for those of you at home who have not played A-Call before, that's what it looks like. Your opponent hemmed you, but you're still ahead.
At this point, I think, like, having resolved A-Call and having this board state, I think this is my game to lose. Like, I should win this. This is what I'm thinking. But
and you go like, how do I lose? And you lose to like Baleful Strix here, and then you have to daze it, or like there's some.
I'm a bit annoyed. He's like, the basics are good on the one hand because he's kind of color screwed potentially.
Yep.
But on the other hand, it gets around price of progress, which is annoying.
Yeah, isn't there some kind of strange tension between waste strip and price of progress? And you're like, do I want to strip them? Do I keep that? Like, yeah, and stifle. Yeah. How exactly do you sequence it? I can see that being a bit of a challenge sometimes with the aggro decks.
Yeah, generally I'm happy just to take them off the mana.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Take them off and then figure out the rest later. It works out in the wash. And
So-
then when they tap out, place price of progress on the stack.
So now I'm like, okay, he's got counter magic up, but I think I've got days, so I can just jam something into it.
Yeah. Like a Winter Orb here or something. That could be great if they bait out and your cat does a mana leak on it, and then you daze back, and then you go, haha, your lands are tapped.
It's interesting when to play Winter Orb, like, because you can also play that late when they're tapped out.
There we go. We've got a Beb on the Figure of Destiny. Figure of Destiny is really strong at consuming that extra mana, so it's a mana sink at the worst case scenario.
Yeah, and I couldn't use my days there because he had 1 mana interaction. It was annoying. I mustn't have had a 2-drop.
And you wouldn't want to commit 2 1-drops. Or maybe you just don't have another 2
I probably
1-drops.
just don't have another one. I mustn't have any more creatures. I think I'm on lands and Vapor Snag or something.
Well, that's actually really bad for you.
Yeah. I think I'm flooding out a bit.
Zergo is going to have a hard time getting through. Yeah, at some point he's going to get stonewalled. So this is another basic. I think this is really conservative from Sock, because Strip Mine's gone, but what are the odds that your opponent has drawn Strip Mine and Wasteland?
I think he's rocking Blood Moon. He could be. I can't quite remember in this game what happens. I've got Basic Island though, so Blood Moon isn't too bad. I'll lose white completely, but I'll have red and blue
because there's no basic planes.
No,
it's like one basic island. That's it.
Yeah, that's it at the moment. I'm going to add a basic mountain to the sideboard because I lost to back to basics at some point.
Makes sense. So what's this? Fire Ice. Yeah, that's your only threat, and Daze doesn't do it.
No, but I think I got Vapor Snag.
Yeah, you just got to do what you got to do, right?
I need some source of damage.
Yeah.
And the dash is a bit handy. Like it's relevant here.
Sometimes you need to go wide. Sometimes you just need to finish the game off. So, yeah, I can see the dash being relevant.
Well, it means I can just next turn get 2 damage in rather than play him and then die to sorcery speed removal.
Yeah,
and get no damage
for sure. All right, Vapor Snag in response. Note that Vapor Snag does 1 damage to your opponent. It's really quite a nice card.
To the controller of the target? The controller?
To the controller,
yeah.
To the controller. So it's quite a nice card in Rug Life, in your sideboard, because the things you lose to are, you can list them out, Siege Rhino, Tassiger, Gurmag Angler, Marit Large. Vapor Snag does all that you want to do against them and allows you to win the following turn. Against Siege Rhino, you're like, well, this is I just got to do it, because once they play it again, they're going to gain 3 life again. But it's also really good at protecting a threat. Like, you play your Tarmogoyf and then they try and kill it, and then you respond with a counterspell, they counter your counterspell, then you Vapor Snag the Tarmogoyf back, and then you replay it the next turn. Like, you just got to do it.
So here I'm thinking, do I just play Zergo, or do I dash him? Because I basically just got Zergo, Steplinks, and land. So Steplinks at least does something with the land.
Well, I guess if you dash this guy and attack for 2, then you play Step Links, then you bounce the dash guy back again, you're not going to be vulnerable to Anger of the Gods. I like that.
Yeah. And I've still got Days if he untaps and cast Kess or something, or some big thing.
Yeah, makes sense.
I like not seeing double black, because I'm always scared of Liliana of the last hope.
That'd be amazing against Step Links for sure.
Yeah.
I guess, double black and double red are the 2 things you're afraid of. Double blue doesn't really do much to you. You don't really care about fighting things on the stack, do you?
Not really. I mean, I don't like running into counter spells, but I'll do it if I have to.
Yeah. So one way that you can convert that terrible hand full of land is Step Links' power, right?
Yeah.
So a fetch land makes him 4 power.
4/5, yeah.
Wow, it's huge.
Yeah.
Even getting in once for 4 damage and then 2 damage for the others is great.
Yeah.
But this is going to ruin your plan, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll lose my guy and a card.
So is this dazeable? Because
Yes.
you're going to lose a card, and you're going to lose Step Links, and you'd be happy to have lands in hand for Step Links, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Nice.
I mean, I don't have to daze it because I've still got a source of damage with Zergo, but
I like this though.
at least I get it. I mean, I might not get daze next turn. He might cast a 3-mana spell.
I like it. I
drew another land then.
Wow. So you're literally flooding, but yet you're still going to be attacking for 4?
Actually, I've got 3 lands, Zergo and Gush.
Gush, okay.
But I haven't had double blue until now.
Interesting. So you're going to play the basic island because you think maybe Soc's going to play Blood Moon back to basics.
Yeah, I don't think I care because I'm going to Gush next turn.
Yep, fair enough.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Oh, that's annoying.
Mental, missed it. So that also worked off the dash because the dash says, cast him for 2. Is that right?
I'm asking the judge, but yeah, he's still the CMC's still 1.
Yep. And so he's on the stack, he's got a CMC 1, he's just being cast for an alternate casting cost.
That's right.
But at the end of the day, you did 2 damage to him via the mental misstep. So it's bad, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, the Zergo did 4 damage total. At least, yeah. Okay.
And you're happy if your 1 mana converts into 4 damage, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I'd really like to see a looter so I could loot away these lands, even though they're fine with Step Links. Just 2 fetch lands are better than 3 normal lands.
How I mean, your deck is configured such that you have a lot of looters. You've got Wolf Infiltrator.
Yeah.
You've got I'm just going through them.
This
now.
is aggressive here.
Looter Ilkor. Oh, an aggressive Gush.
In response, so I think maybe I'll draw Mental Misstep.
Drew Winter Orb
And Fire Blast.
That drawing Winter Orb here is amazing.
But I just played
you don't
land.
have any mana.
No. Maybe I should have waited on that Gush. I think I should have just accepted the loss of the creature.
Yeah. Yep.
Emergency Gushes are like emergency brainstorms.
They feel bad, right?
They generally don't work out.
Oh, look at that.
A braid. But I'm thinking, he's just got rid of his braid and I've got Winter Orb in hand.
Wow, that's really good. Yeah. So you have no pressure, but you have a Winter Orb. Oh, okay.
Delver.
You got Delver of Secrets. You have drawn a lot of land in this game, but it's really interesting how few threats you can get away with, right? You're getting away with some very, very small number of threats.
I'll just jam this because I don't want to run my creature into a counter spell because it's my only creature.
Yeah.
And if this happens to resolve, it's good.
And his last card in hand was Diabolic Edict, I think.
Okay.
So that it could have been a counterspell, and if it was a counterspell, so be it. He untaps and he has nothing in hand, and you end up landing at Delver of Secrets next turn, I guess.
Yeah. And look, he's on 1 card. I'm on 4 or 5 cards.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling okay. That's annoying.
Good card. Good card is good.
So I'm thinking, do I Fire Blast it?
It is a decent amount of pressure, isn't it?
Maybe I should Fire Blast it. Oh, but I'm still going to lose then I'm going to lose my Delver and my Fire Blast if I Fire Blast it. Because you'll get rid of the Delver.
Yeah,
I'll just be on
lands.
lands.
Delver, and then you basically sit behind a Winter Orb. But I still think you win sitting behind a Winter Orb, whereas Sock doesn't.
Whereas I suppose I'm thinking, okay, if he takes Fire Blast, I've still got Delver, which can trade, unless he draws interaction. If he takes Delver, then I can just Fire Blast whenever I feel like, so it doesn't matter.
And then I guess the question is, does he leave it? And if he leaves it, it's great for you, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
You just go like, I'll play Delver and I'll Fire Blast your critter.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so he can't just leave it. So he has to take one of the other two.
Yeah.
If he takes Delver, Delver's a replaceable threat with another threat.
Yeah.
So he has to take the blast so that he can actually attack you 5 times. Like, that's a plan.
Yeah. Well, also he's on 10, so I'm thinking that Fire Blast can go to the face soon. I just need to not die to the clique.
Yeah. Oh, look at that land.
I think I'm flooding out a little bit this game.
Just a little bit. I mean, for an aggro deck with what, 19 lands?
19 lands.
Literal 19 lands.
Yeah.
Wait, and Wasteland and Strip Mine don't count? Because
That's within the 19.
Wow, okay, 17 lands, because those two are basically spells. Glorified
and
spells.
Richard and Port is one of them.
Wow.
I've got 3 looters at the moment, because I started out the Copter. So I've got JVP, Wolf Infiltrator, and Looter Ilcore.
Okay, sweet.
I could maybe use another one, but I just don't have the room.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, talking about bad beats of you not having lands, this is not to take away from the fact that Socrates has played this game tight.
Oh yeah.
You know, he's been trading and respecting every one of your threats, and then he's landed a way to finish the game, which is Vendilion Click.
And now I'm risking him countering the Fire Blast by having not, but I get rewarded because I draw Chain to the Rocks. So
Nice.
And that would have been dead in hand if I'd Fire Blasted the creature.
Because you'd have no mountains. I guess you got an Arid Mesa, but
well,
yeah.
it just wouldn't have had a target.
Oh wow.
Because now it's got a target.
So yeah, Chain to the Rocks on. So Chain to the Rocks is basically exile creature until such time as Chain to the Rocks leaves, but it has to enchant a mountain because basically Vendilion Click is coming down to that plateau, and he's getting strapped down. Or they
chained down.
Yeah, there's 3 of them as well.
Yeah. They're getting chained.
They're getting
To the
chained
rocks.
down.
So I'm feeling good now. I've got all the time in the world. Winter Orb's out. I'll be rewarded.
Yeah, every spell that Socrates plays is kind of like time walking, right? Because he has to spend a lot of mana to untap and tap. The only way that it can backfire on you is if he played some big threat, like a Tasigur. Yeah, just goes Tasigur and then pass a turn, and then you go, it's going to be hard to beat with Vapor Snag gone.
Yeah. See that?
Field of Ruin. So Field of Ruin hits the mountain, and then he gets Vendilion Click back and looks at your hand.
Another land.
Wow, that's a lot of land.
So I'm like,
I can tell that this game is probably going to go down to Socrates.
Depends. If I draw 2 creatures in a row or something.
Yep.
Just give me some action.
This end of turn.
He's on 6 effectively. If you
true.
Fire Blast him.
True.
I'm thinking I'll do a Fire Blast now, but I don't think I bother because I got other mountains.
Yeah, you're not. It's not like your mountains are a problem. It's that you have too many mountains. You don't need to sack them now.
And I need the option of Fire Blasting the clique just to buy me time.
True.
To draw into the burn spells or the creatures or whatever.
So if he looks at your hand here, because he's going to play click, he may look at his own hand, but if he looks at his hand here, at your hand,
I think I have to Fire Blast.
Do you Fire Blast?
I think I have to Fire Blast here.
Because then it will also tap him down if he ends up countering it, and then you've got an opportunity.
Well, if I don't Fire Blast it, I've got 4 turns until I'm dead.
Yeah.
I think if I Fire Blast him, I might have a lot more than that.
Yep, that makes sense. So he's obviously played the trigger. His trigger's targeting you.
That said, he's now on 10, not 6, effectively.
That's a lot harder to deal with, isn't it?
Yeah, I was in my mind just looking for 6 more damage, but now I'm looking for 10 more damage.
Yeah. So he goes, leave it, all right? You can have Mental Misstep and 3 lands.
And extremely annoyingly, Price of Progress wouldn't kill him, because look at his lands.
Socrates fetching the basics. He was going, I'm no chump. You're not gonna price me.
I did get him once at the pub on, he was totally in command with Blood Moon down and everything, and I priced for lethal.
Wow.
There you go, dig through time, last card, or second last card in his hand.
Yeah, so this is an end of turn dig. It's end of turn main phase often means literally nothing when Winter Orb is out. It's largely trivial, but I can see why you just want to do it now before you draw, or maybe you do it after you draw because then you have more information. Don't know.
Yeah, I think you do it after because there's no advantage to doing it.
Yeah, end of turn means nothing. It's just habit, right? And habit.
Yeah.
So you draw a card and you go, ooh, that's that card. So now I know what to dig for.
Yeah, the Undiscovered Paradise is obviously a good combo with the Winter Orb as well. It means I can keep the lands in my hand and still effectively draw a land each turn.
Yep.
Like I'll always have 2 mana, which is all I need most of the time.
And it's a bit of a combo wombo with
Step links. Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking of the red landfall guy, GOP'd or something.
Oh, played a Geopede. I
Yeah.
remember that was the last standard I played was with Zendikar in it. So Zendikar and Worldwake.
Yeah.
I remember that guy.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep the red down.
Makes sense.
Fire Blast is the only one.
Yeah, makes sense. You know, you were almost getting to the point where you could hardcast Fire Blast. Have you ever done that before?
Almost, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I had 5 lands in play then. Yeah, I'm just praying for a threat. After the dig, I think my heart sinks a bit.
Yeah.
I know he's going to find something. And there's
Tassiger, yep. It's pretty much game over. With the Vapor Snag gone, you're going to need to get Warkite Marauder. Is that what you need to draw?
Yeah,
and even then it won't be fast enough.
Warkite Marauder and a burn spell or a Grim Lavamancer or... I've lost the Chain to the Rocks to deal with it as well.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
just need to race it.
Yeah. I can see how your threat choices have systematically been, and answer choices have been systematic, like Chain to the Rocks and Fire Blast and so on. They're not like Swords to Plowshares, giving your opponent life. They're not like Path to Exile, which negates, say, Back to Basics Winter or, Wasteland, those kind of effects.
Yeah. Yeah, Dismember's okay as well, but sometimes that cuts you off from casting Price of Progress because your life's too low.
It makes sense.
Yeah, so I went Vapor Snake for this tournament. It was pretty good. Being able to save your own dudes is a nice bonus.
Yeah. Yep.
See, the Ponder here is bad. That's Time Walks me, but so why do I counter it? Maybe because I just need something to do.
You just need something, yeah.
Although, yeah, I even pay the mana.
Because you can just untap.
Yeah.
Nice. So you need to draw... What do you need to draw here? I'm thinking... Not Rishton Port.
No, I just need Boros Charm and Price of Progress.
We're in 4 lands in hand, so may as well play that port so you can...
Yeah.
Or maybe you don't play the port because you might prop yourself.
I'll play it. Because I can bounce the Paradise back to my hand. But yeah, I'm cutting off my options.
So do you port... I guess... Do you port what he untaps or do you port one of the fetch lands or something?
Nah. I don't think much about it here. But to do a damage, why would you do the fetch land?
Just so it's tapped and he'd
just crack it.
Yeah, I guess I'm just thinking of whether or not he'd be afraid of pop, and they go, "Oh, I have to crack it and then get a basic." But maybe you don't want him to be afraid of pop. You want him to get caught by pop.
He couldn't get a basic mountain. I think he's got all his basics. He might have one more basic swamp with the Bloodstone Mire. Or maybe one more island, actually. Yeah.
Looter Ill Core. It's got Shadow.
A little too late.
Yeah.
Would have been nice a few turns ago.
Looks at hand with 4 lands. This Looter.
I've been thinking about Phantasmal Image. That would be good here. To have a Tassica.
Phantasmal Image seems like a great answer to Maritlage, Tassiger, like Siege Rhino, those kind of things where you just go, I can't answer this thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's often going to be... I don't have much that's good to copy. Like, it's just... My stuff's only 2 mana spells, 2 mana creatures as well. So I'm never really getting a mana boost out of my own guys, unless I copy True Name.
Maybe it's a sideboard card.
Yeah, that's good if I copy my opponents. Yeah, I might think about that.
Copy a Kess or something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want that. I don't want the game to get to that point.
But
no, yeah,
it was bad.
It's a good catch-up mechanic. So he's Fatal Push my guy. He's cut me off from getting a card deeper to try and find a way to win. I don't have red mana in play.
Yeah,
I've got to scoop it up.
Yep. Well, you held in there, possibly because of just general tenacity.
Yeah.
Where most people would have conceded.
No, it's a quarterfinal. I don't concede no matter what.
It makes sense. It's untimed. You're not under any specific time pressure to close the game. So, looking at changing your board for being on the play, does memory lapse come in, or is it still too a bit fringy?
I'm thinking about it. I'm looking at. Yeah, there you go. I'm thinking about it. Lavinia. I really was annoyed by that dig through time, so I'm thinking about bringing Lavinia in.
I mean, it's just a 2/2, which you're happy with. You just want 2/2s.
Yeah.
So maybe it is good enough.
But I'm struggling to find things to take out.
Yeah.
I think I only end up changing one card here. I also was kind of missing the lava spike there when I was looking for reach.
Oh yeah, good point.
But I resolved A-Call and Winter Orb, and I lost.
Yeah.
It was annoying.
Well, I mean, look, you resolved A-Call and Winter Orb, and you drew no more than 3 other spells in the game, so...
It's again played well to navigate it all.
Yeah.
Especially with the cleat timings and things like that.
Who's walking the tightrope
Yeah.
there. So it's always a challenge against aggro to, know when you can do certain things and what sequencing to take. But at the end of the day, Winter Orb just forces you to just go for it. You just go. Sometimes you just can't. You can't wait. You go. Yep. I got to dig through time. I got to find a Tasiga.
So if you were on Sock's side of the table, would you leave Dakfaden in post-board?
No, I take Dakfaden out.
Okay.
For sure.
So that means I can leave Copter in then. Although K-Command's still really bad. Copter's so strong though, I'm so tempted to keep it in.
Yeah, it's pretty good in these kind of situations.
Yeah.
Maybe you just have to keep it in and then make sure you've got a Spell Pierce or something ready for their Colligan's Command or something.
Yeah. If it's the one card that I really care about. So I took out Blue Elemental Blast and brought back in Memory Lapse. That's the only change I've made because I was on the play.
Because they're on the play and it's less niche. It's more always going to help you time walk.
It still counts as well. Buys me time against sweepers, including black sweepers. Like the Beb doesn't hit the Toxic Deluge and stuff.
That's punishing, isn't it?
Which Flusterstorm does. Although
makes sense.
Yeah, I keep sticking with Flusterstorm, but maybe I haven't drawn it enough to really evaluate how good it is. I figure it must be good at stopping sweepers.
Yeah, Flusterstorm's pretty good just overall as a card in general. Like, you play Spell Pierce and you like Spell Pierce, right?
Yeah, I really
it's
like
basically
Spell Pierce.
it's for many situations it's basically Spell Pierce, which is why aggro and tempo love it, because it's like, I'm going to protect my threat or I'm going to protect my threats. Rather than caring about counter a Jace, this one can't counter a Jace. That's not really what you're in for.
I would care about countering Liliana of the Last Hope.
Oh, yeah,
I keep banging on about that, but I've lost to it a lot. But
so you're like Celestial Purge, kills Tasiga and Siege Rhino and Gurmag Angler and Liliana.
Liliana's another reason to avoid 1 toughness creatures. I mean, I break that rule a fair bit in this deck, but it's definitely a design principle I'd like to conform to. If Wizards print me some better 1-drops. I don't have the luxury of playing Codex and so on with these colours. So.
True. Well, Wizards seems to always be releasing lots of 2/1s, and then occasionally they like to push it. And when they push it, they give you Isamaru Hound of Condor or something, which has no downsides in Highlander, right?
Zergo was fairly recent. Yeah. But,
Zergo was sweet. Yeah, that's a great addition to the 2/2s for 1. And that Stromkirk Noble?
Yeah.
He's pretty sweet once he's online. If he's not online, he's embarrassing.
Another one I've thought about is Kozzy's Trickster.
Oh, yeah. Because you can expect that your opponent is probably going to crack a fetch land at some point, given that most decks run 9 fetch lands.
Yeah. Even if it's just a 2/2, that's good enough. And it's sometimes a 3/3 or a 4/4. But in the mid to late game, it's fairly bad.
And I guess it's all about the fact that they have entire control over whether or not it becomes a 2/2. And
but that could altering their fetch activations timings could be good if I have Stifle or Wasteland or having Stifle's good.
And same with the Leonin Arbiter being an example of that, where it's like, well, yes, you can pay for it. Yes, you can fetch in a certain way. Yes, you can fetch in response to it and all these kind of things. But it's still just awkward. Just makes it awkward for your opponent. And aggro wants your opponent to be kind of off balance, right?
Yeah, particularly with mana.
So
I think I'm ducking to the loo here.
Oh, okay. That's all right. Looks like you were
enter sound
pretty
effects
fast.
here. Oh, gee, that must have been super fast.
You're running around the corner just ran.
This is big high stakes for me. This is probably my best performance in a big tournament, so I'm really trying to win. And it was gutted. I
wouldn't count yourself out. You've had many a top 8 cut. We've got at good games and at the Adelaide Eternal events. Making a top 8 cut is not something that you're unfamiliar with, but this is probably the highest stakes for a top 8.
Yeah,
right?
with the
where
mocks.
You get a mocks for first place.
And I wish I didn't have to face Sock like a teammate. But I'm glad I'm facing Grixis control, and I'm glad I'm on the play.
You're like, I'm facing the right deck and I'm on the play. This is good.
Yeah.
But it's always sad when you dream crush a friend, right?
Yeah, yeah. Although, yeah, we have a great dynamic. We're both fierce and sporting competitors. I hope.
Mm.
Yeah. So neither of us.
That's good to see
Yeah.
in this tournament circuit.
All right.
Here's so Baleful Strix, counter spell, some lands, excellent.
Yeah, Kess.
And this is
pretty slow. I had Fire
Yeah.
Blast. Oh, I
get
mulled
rid
it.
of it for sure.
I had Fire Blast, which is a late game card. Harsh Mentor and Mental Misstep, and I think then just lands, 4 lands.
So on the play,
Yeah,
don't keep Harsh Mentor on turn 2 with a misstep to protect it from a bolt. I guess it's all. Just imagine if they had an Abrade instead of an bolt.
Yeah,
and
or
you're
fire.
Like, this is bad.
Yeah, I had 1 threat. I'm on the play. I want a 1-drop.
Yep, I can see that.
I don't know. Maybe that was greedy.
You're probably scarred from the fact that 4 lands in hand made you think, that last game was really bad. So we are, for the audience, we are speaking about this in the context of Drew. You know, we're talking a lot about Drew's deck. We're talking a lot about Drew's hands, mulling, sequencing, and the like. That's just because we don't have Socrates in the booth. But if the roles are reversed and we commentated with Socrates in, we'd be talking about, how Kespile is managing these threats and how it's stabilizing. It's just a different perspective.
Yeah.
So this hand of 6 looks a lot better.
Yeah, although I think
one land A call, but you've got
Strip Mine,
and Jace. What is it called? Dauntless Bodyguard.
So I've got a turn 1 play. I've got Strip Mine next turn.
Yep.
I've got A call, which is awesome.
I
don't have any blue mana.
Oh, and is that a daze as well?
I think so. I got JVP to recur the A call. Yeah. So I've got Strip, Daze, A call, JVP.
Yeah, this is it's definitely a keep. There's no question about it. It's definitely a keep, but it is a very awkward keep, right? And did you scry to the bottom or top?
Bottom.
Yeah, bottom, and draw a blue card. A True Name Nemesis, double blue.
Punished.
No, and no blue source. Okay.
Now, if that was force, I'd be much happier.
Yeah. The old strip on your basic, eh?
And I've got nothing else to do.
Wow. This could not go down well for our hero. And our hero is the one in the booth.
The guy in the room.
Yeah, because if Socrates is here, I'd be like, this might go very well for our hero. But he just got strip mine, so maybe not.
He's got lands. Okay. Skewer the Critic.
Skewer the Critics is
I've got
relevant.
Something to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an island.
You just snap it off now to be mana efficient, right? Yeah. Just send that candelabra right into his face. So I'm sure Tornos would be happy about that experience. So Socrates goes to 13.
13, that's pretty low. That's something.
I mean, given that your board is 1/2/1 and 1 land, that's pretty good.
Yeah. He's got the lands.
Yeah, he's curving out. So that strip mine basically was a time walk, but that was it.
It was like 2 damage.
2 damage. Yeah, strip mine for 2 damage.
Yeah.
And fetches do represent him being on 11, so there's that.
Gush,
wow.
Punished.
Your deck does not obey you.
Yeah.
You built it with the best intentions in mind, but you didn't plan for it to misbehave like a naughty child.
All right. So
I've created you.
Is Sock going to cast a spell here, or is he just going to keep taking damage?
Well, he's got to do something, right?
Yeah. So again, like game 1, the little 1-drop that could is doing the damage.
Oh, there it is.
Right.
I'm sure you were very excited about that. And Socrates is very dismayed about that.
So
you drew.
Yeah.
So Sock on a proverbial 7 with the 2 fetch lands. So yeah, that's this guy has gone the distance.
I've got no other creatures though. I think do I JVP or do I just hold up A call with Days back up?
I think you end of turn A call, end of Sock's turn A call. Sock inevitably counters it because he's afraid of you drawing 3 cards, and then you slam. You just let it happen, and then you slam JVP
to
with Days
recur
back up. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good line. I don't think I saw that.
Uh-oh.
We'll see.
I guess it's
because JVP is like regrowth, isn't it?
Yeah, JVP is you want to resolve JVP. You don't mind resolving A call or not because JVP will give you an A call, and also it will represent looting for those lands that you're going to gush back to your hand.
Well, I can't gush yet, but yeah, it might get me to the second island, which then I can play True Name. So the loot's really good. But the Acor can give me the lands as well.
Oh yeah. Like you'd love it if both resolve for sure.
Yeah.
But if you had a choice, I think you would.
But I could get Acor and JVP if I use the days aggressively.
But if you do that, then your days you have to replay the land the next turn. Whereas if you draw a land and you still have the land in play, you can play True Name and then you have days back up.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, I don't think you want a days on his turn when you can get to your turn. Seems pretty good.
He's got 4 mana.
We'll see what
It's
happens.
a lot. I've got 2. I feel behind. But he's on 8.
Yeah.
So he had to fetch to play the Sulphur Falls.
For Strix.
That's annoying. So now I'm thinking, okay, maybe I could resolve Acor here because if he's got mana leak, I've got days.
Yeah, you respond to the Strix with the Acor. He mana leaks, and then you daze the Baleful Strix, not the mana leak. That could be good.
I think that's a good play because then I could get in and get into 6.
Yeah.
And play JVP.
And he'll actually be on 5 because he has to crack a fetch to do the mana leak play. So I think baiting on the stack is good. You just because he's going to want to counter that Acor, and if he doesn't, you got 3 cards. Seems good.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if it works. So this is Baleful Strix is on the stack. In response, Ancestral Recall targeting you. Target drew carded draws 3 cards. But I'm pretty sure Socrates is going to want to snap off the counterspell, which it's debatable whether or not it's correct, right? Because it's possible that you just let the Acor resolve.
But then what if I draw Lava Spike, Lightning Bolt, Chain Lightning?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I guess we know your hand, so that's why like we're going, oh, maybe you let it resolve. But he's not really going to know that you've got days for the Baleful Strix, and he wants you to tap, mana leak mana. So he's not. It's fair to assume, but maybe he should think, okay, you're doing this while Strix is on the stack. Oh, what does that mean? Maybe you've got something.
Yeah. I think what matters here, the cards matter or life matters? Life matters, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think life matters, number one. Here it is.
What do I daze?
I think you 100% daze the Baleful Strix.
Yeah.
Oh, you daze the counterspell!
I know.
Oh!
Acor's a good card,
Yeah, you're like, I want 3 cards as opposed to I want to do 4 damage or something.
I think my thinking was I want the land to play True Name. But you're right, I can't play it the next turn.
You can't play it, yeah.
No.
Yeah. So...
But he's on 7. I keep drawing cards. I'll find the burn. I'll find the threats.
True.
But he can stabilize. I don't know. I think it's I'm new to Acor, so in this deck, so using it merely as bait to get another 2 damage in. It's not something I'm accustomed to.
That's fair.
But it could be a bit. You could be right.
Yeah, I could easily be entirely wrong.
No, I think you're kind
just
of
thinking
right.
about the axis of attack.
Because now, if there's no
life total,
if there's no Baleful Strix here, I'm feeling great. He's on 5, and I've got a guy on board.
And then you have to spend a removal spell on that, which is not removing the JVP. All right, so you go for the one that presents damage rather than the JVP. I can see why, because looting is going to be more reliable than trying to cast Acor and Acor gets countered.
But I set myself up for electrolyze fire.
Yeah, you get blown out here for sure.
Yeah, there's no indestructibility because the guy came down turn 1.
Yeah, this is interesting. Is this like coulda, woulda, shoulda? If you go back over it and you're like, okay, so if hypothetically I daze the Baleful Strix, go to my turn, I haven't got the extra 3 cards, I played JVP just because I can replay that land, and I attack for 2, he's gone to 5, then he can't kill you with Electrolyze or Fire and Ice. He can only kill one of the things. You untap with either 2 more damage or an Acor.
Yeah, that would have been good. But the last card I drew, I drew 3 and then drew another. It was Fire Blast.
Yeah.
And he's on 7.
Yep. So he would have to have the nuts of Fire and Ice, both of these 2. And then they both die, and then you go to your turn, and then you still have to find a 3 damage to cobble it together with Fire Blast and hope that there's no 1 counterspell.
Yeah. I mean, I've got JVP, Fire Blast.
Yep.
And Looter.
And Wasteland, is that right?
I know, I lose the Looter. Yeah, Wasteland, yeah. I could have cut him off red, but I just wanted to get the 2 mountains in play.
Yep.
And cast a threat.
Makes sense to me. So, Baleful Strix? No, Baleful Strix attacks?
I think I understand why, because he won a game in Legacy doing this kind of thing against Isaac.
Chipping away.
Yeah, and he's probably scared that if he doesn't start doing damage, the inevitability's with me, given that he's on 7. But
and he knows the skulk, the shadow guy is not going to be blockable, so he's going, okay, I'm going to take 2 damage, but I've got a way to deal with that 2-1 instead, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
But if that's the case, you would cast a spell before attacking.
Or
if
he had Toxic Deluge, that would make sense. That attack.
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
He probably assumes he's definitely going to get another turn because he's on 7. He might think that's a high life total. He doesn't know I've got Fire Blast.
Yeah, he doesn't know that 7 is actually a very, very, very precarious life total against Fringey Bros. So his plan was Blood Moon. But if his plan's Blood Moon, I think you don't attack then. But then again, he knows that the Shadow guy is going to get in for 7. But then you don't attack so that the Shadow guy takes 2 turns longer because you can block the Dauntless Bodyguard. Interesting. Well, I think...
So all my double blue cards are definitely turned off now.
There's
no true name.
I don't know what is better here, if there was a JVP or whether there was a... Because you would have got punished. If we went for the JVP line, you wouldn't have been able to cast A-Call.
No.
So you're at the looter line.
I think I had Skewer, though.
Yeah. Flashback Skewer was pretty strong. So this is an embarrassing fetch land.
Yeah.
But mountains, hey, they sacrifice, don't they? That's pretty good. Yeah, going to attack. So hypothetically, the Strix doesn't attack. So you trade off the 2-1 for the Strix, and he ends up going to 6. You loot, and you get to fill your hand. You got nothing, right?
No.
Yeah, it's just all your cards are bad except for Fire Blast. Literally, the rest of your hand is completely irrelevant against Blood Moon.
Yeah. And do I do it now or do I do it later? I have to do it now. He's got 1 land.
Yeah.
Spell Pierce gets me.
Yep.
Oh, and Blue Elemental Blast gets me.
Yeah, Blue Elemental Blast would counter it, but
I could still get in there with the looter.
Yep, I can see that. So Socrates will be on 2 if he didn't attack with the Baleful Strix, and then he'd untap and still die to a burn spell. All right. Wow. That was tight.
Yeah.
What's in Socrates' hand? Because I'd be interested to know. Yeah, so if he untapped, if he traded with the Strix, he could untap and he could play Snapcaster. No, he didn't even have a removal spell, so maybe he was dead anyway. Because he wouldn't have been able to remove the Looter Ilcore.
Yeah.
Because he had Snapcaster and some lands. So he's got land. Oh, you're going through it now. You're going if you traded off with the Baleful Strix, and he said, he had nothing. He just had other blue cards, none of which would deal with the Looter Ilcore. So the Looter Ilcore would actually attack over the course of 2 turns and win. Wow.
Really close. I felt really lucky to get there. Well, not lucky, but I'm really glad to get there with that land because I thought I was out of it without ripping that blue source.
That was
eventually got it.
Awesome. Hope you enjoyed that one. That was our quarterfinals. Drew Carter progresses into the semi-finals, and we'll see you back in the semi-finals of the Adelaide Eternal Highlander Cup.
Bye, guys.